What's going on YouTube? GraveCinder here, and welcome back for another episode of Cities Skylines. So, second episode after the Elgato has been set up, and we're sitting at 242,000, about 20,000 coming in weekly. We have 19,000 in population, a fairly good demand for residential, commercial, and then a pretty good demand for industrial. So, in the last episode, we reached our 19,000 milestone, which gives us the third loan and the solar power plant. Neither of we're really going to use at this point. And in previous episode, we also bought this additional tile, and we kind of sort of started with a layout coming over here. We do have our tourism district over here, which I think is going to be a great addition to the expansion of the city down this way. And overall, I think we're doing good. I have been seeing some of these garbage icons pop up, so let's take a look and see where we're at with that. We're actually doing pretty good on garbage. I think it's the simple fact that the garbage incinerators and the recycling plants are a little too far away. But that's something that we're just going to have to deal with for the time being until we maybe build something over in this area to have better access to this side of the city. So what I thought I would start with is a unique building in this episode. We don't have a single unique building in the city just yet. I was looking at this little piece right here, and it looks like a really good place to put a unique building because it's close to tourism. You've got some residential over here as well as commercial. So let's see what we can put there. Maybe I should have done a little bit of research before, but that's okay. We can do it together. I'm thinking. I don't know if I want a park or if I want like a tall building here or what. This could fit. It costs 70,000. It would go just okay with the skyline. What is this again? This is the Colossal Order offices from the folks that made Cities Skylines possible. And it costs about 1,200 per week to upkeep. It's got a very low noise pollution, but I think that could work. It most definitely could work, and check it out. You can even center it there. I think that's gonna work just fine. What we are gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and move this plaza all the way into the corner here, and then here. Come on, play nice. There we go. We're going to go a pathway all the way around. Just like so. We're also going to give them access to this side here and this side here. And then here, maybe we go ahead and put in a large playground, which will fit just a-okay right there. There you have it, folks. The newest addition to the city. We have our first unique building, which is the Colossal Order offices. Pretty cool. We're going to do a little bit of decor over here. So I don't like those trees, not those. You know what? Let's go ahead with some of these colorful ones. It's kind of a big deal to have a unique building in your city. So something like that will make it pop a little bit. One thing that I've kind of wanted to do since last episode is put a tree barrier in between the rails there and the street. So we're gonna do something just like that. Over here, do we? Yes, we do. We have some office demand or jobs demand, whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna do something like that. We're gonna fill this in with some offices. Let's make sure that we have our North American. Come on. There we go. North American district, which it does not appear that we do. So we are gonna go ahead and extend that guy all the way out to here, because these buildings here, we do want them to be in the higher density. And I think that's what these here are. So let's go ahead and zone that up with some offices there. Commercial wise, we're doing okay. I kind of sort of don't want to zone too much of the tourism, because after a while, if you don't have enough population, you do start getting the icons that state that you don't have enough customers, which I can understand because you don't have a very high population. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix it in with just a tiny bit of offices and there and there, and I think for the time being we should be all right. Now, as far as the residential demand goes, I don't know if it's a good idea to add more residential over here. You see, we're having these trash issues here again. I do have a recycling plant just right here, which should have pretty easy and quick access to this area here. And it's actually it's a common problem that I've been noticing. So let's go ahead and put in another one of these recycling centers here for the time being. Let's just kind of see if that kind of fixes the problem there. But I'm kind of digging this colossal order offices there. There's one thing that I kind of dislike about in this city, and I think some of you guys might agree with me, and that's the positioning of the sun, in a sense. So from here it looks okay. When you zoom in, you're looking at the dark side of all the buildings, so you really kind of have to look at it from this side for it to have that brighter, nicer pop, in a sense. So you see, like, when you're looking at it from here, it looks good. When you're looking at it from this side, it's all dark. You know what I am gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the day and night cycle. I just want to see what it looks like. There we go. Oh, we do have dynamic weather. Huh. I do remember in the beginning of the series we had a little bit of that rain come through, but nothing has happened since, and it is year 2027 right now. So we've been getting a lot of these icons, or actually this one just went away, the building got abandoned, but some of these buildings are complaining about not enough customers, just as I suspected, since we do have that pretty decent residential demand and we haven't added anything in a while. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm actually going to destroy all of these abandoned buildings. It's not something that I like doing. I usually let the game just take care of it by itself, because after a while they'll just rebuild in that same area. But we'll go ahead and demolish the abandoned buildings for now. As far as expanding residential goes, I thought about maybe just putting in a small residential area kind of alongside the river here. I think it'd be kind of nice. We can block it off with some trees and whatnot. We can even extend this district all the way out to there. So kind of to here. That way we don't have to create a new one. And we can just build off of the current one that we have. However, we're going to pretend that this was built a very long time ago. That's why they have the dirt roads. And then over here, we're going to use the regular asphalt roads, and we're going to go with the Freeform tool. So let's just kind of sort of get a kind of like a layout going down like that. I do want some homes backing to the river here, so we're gonna make like a little cul-de-sac right there. And you know what? I don't want to get too close over here to the highway road or the road itself because of the noise pollution. So we're gonna leave it just the way it is. And before we zone anything, we have to make sure that we do have water, which at this time we do not. So we're gonna come to about there, come through there, and we're just gonna follow this road as best as we can. By the way, a way that you can make these water pipes even more adjustable in a sense, or conform to the road a little bit more, is if you turn off all snapping. That just gives you free roam any way you want. So you can, it's a shame you can't curve them, but they are pipes though, so I get like 90-degree angles and everything, but just gotta kind of play with the game. So that's kind of what I had in mind there for that particular area. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna zone everything. Let's go medium, and we'll come all the way to there. And there should be good enough. As far as power transfer goes, let's see where we're at. Let's see if we can get something to build right over here. Actually, you know what? I think this is kind of close enough to where if we put a park over here, I think we should be just fine. So we'll put a park there that should have transferred power, and it did. And of course, the folks are building down that way. So the game will take care of that power transfer. And by itself, as you can see, everybody is trying to build next to the park itself, and this should connect fairly quickly here. Now we are entering the nighttime mode, which is for me too, just as you, the very first time we're gonna get to see this city at night. Now it's not much. We don't have a whole lot of skyscrapers going on right now, but we will in the future. The skies are looking beautiful as always, and does it have that aura glow like it usually does? Yeah, I'm just not seeing it. Maybe that's not something that's on the European map per se. Beautiful moon tonight. No, but I'm sure you guys have seen some of that, like a really cool looking glow in some of the other maps. Kind of like that. It's unique. Now, as I've mentioned before to you guys, I don't really like to play with the nighttime on, so I'm not gonna build anything. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn the day-night cycle off. But it was kind of cool to see the city at night just for a split second there. And the power over here has connected. So what I'm thinking is we possibly do a little bit of decor over here on this side. Maybe we utilize some of these larger rocks that we were not two of them, just like that. Maybe one like that. And that should actually be good enough. So let's go to our trees. And we're gonna do something like that, coming alongside the road over here, just to block off some of that road noise. And come through here as well, because, well, why not? Oh, you know what? There's one thing that I've been wanting to do here. I wanted to put in a little mom and pop shop. How about that? I think that should do well in that area. And here's this icon that I've been talking about. Not enough customers. Again, that is due to the lack of residential that we failed. Oh my goodness. Well, at least the helicopters are out now, and they're taking care of all the fires. We're having some of these actual farm fields catch on fire as well this time around. That didn't happen, I don't think, last fire that we had. But man, these are pretty brutal. What's something that we can do for fire control? Let's all right. Let's see if there's any kind of policy. There isn't. I was gonna say if there's any kind of policy that we can apply to the farming area here to reduce the amount of fires. I know there's a policy that you can activate or enable, whatever you want to call it, in a regular district. That's the smoke detector distribution, but I thought there was something else also. That's not going to be in that. City planning, I don't think. It's not there, and it's not in the events. Well, then I guess I don't know what I'm thinking about. But I thought there was some sort of a policy that you can activate inside of the farming district itself to kind of lower the amount of fires that come through. Man, it's just really going after all of these trees that we have next to the roads. That's certainly going to take a while to recover. But I kind of like this area over here. I think it's coming along really nicely. Maybe we do a little bit more decor kind of alongside over here. Maybe a pathway or a dirt pathway or something of that. Ooh, maybe a little bridge. Let's do that. Why don't we do that? We're gonna give these folks a easy way to get to their shops over here. So we're gonna create a pathway. Let's see. Do we want it at the end of the road here? I think we do. One, it's easy. Two, we don't have to destroy any homes. So let's see what we can do there. Let's go and grab our pathway. We're just gonna use the regular one there. Whoa, that's not the elevation I was expecting. Let's come to about here. Kind of sort of like that. Put one through there, and It's not really gonna let us connect. So let's see if we can get creative. What if we put one side to go that way, one side to go that way? I think that works. And then over here we can put some of these smaller trees, maybe. Oh, well, would you look at that? Turned out pretty nice in my opinion. And there's folks already using it, which is really cool to see. In any case, I think it's going to be a very popular pathway right in there. And for a little bit more privacy towards this house here, let's give them a couple more trees here. There we go. Something like that. Maybe a couple more there and there. Block off some of the road noise just through there. And voila. Up until we decide what to do over here, I think for the time being, this little spin-off and new development and neighborhood is complete. And so this is Amity District. This is the new Amity District right here. It's kind of cool, and I'm really liking the kind of wooden bridges that the game has introduced. I believe in the mass transit DLC. It's really cool. All right, so we're at wow, we're almost near 500,000 in population. That residential demand just keeps climbing and climbing. So does the commercial, as well as jobs. I think we ought to do something about that. Okay, so I did just a little bit of terraforming over here and made this this hill just a little bit smoother than what it was before. But what I'd like to get done before the end of this episode is try to get that residential demand at the very least down to a bare minimum. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another low density residential neighborhood right up here. And that's going to kind of oversee the city over there, but also the other residential neighborhood and down and that way. Before we do that though, can't remember who. I could look it up, but I'm recording now. When you guys mentioned that I said I was going to put a faculty building over here on this side, and I do remember that. I do. And let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go over here. We're going to find our faculty building. And let's see what that would look like. I think it could fit just right in there. I think that might be a pretty good place for it. Get rid of that. No, I'm not in love with it. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. What if we go curve just ever so slightly to about there? Bring a road to there. Is that enough to fit one? Oh, it is. All right, so that's it. That's what we're doing. We're putting a faculty building right there. And wow, the bus lines here are packed. When you guys mentioned that this could be improved, and I agree with you 100%. But here's kind of what I dislike doing. I dislike placing all of these carefully placed bus lines while we're still building the city, because this whole area is not finished yet. I don't like going into and then editing the areas or the bus lines themselves at a later date, because it's a lot of work and you gotta rework everything. So we're gonna leave it the way it is, and just right now this should fix itself right here in just a moment. But man, that is a lot of people just coming and going from there. And you can kind of see the frame rate drop a little bit when you zoom in a little bit more, whereas when you zoom out, it's all nice and smooth. I don't think a whole lot more buses will help the area, but we can just go to 100% on all of them and just see if that maybe helps, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. But let's do a little bit of a basic, the core over here, and kind of get to finishing up the we're not finishing up, but actually starting on the residential neighborhood. I guess we can just do one over there. That's a little bit of an overkill. Let's do. That's fine. That should work. And traffic here is kind of, wow. Traffic here really is piling up. Well, we don't have any traffic lights. It's all because we have so many pedestrians crossing the street here, to where it's making the cars stop. What if we do something like that? Maybe that'll entice these guys to cross the street here, come walk around this way, and then cross just right here. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But let's go ahead and get started over here on this side. We're gonna go back to Freeform. And let's see, that's kind of sort of okay right there. I think maybe in the future, well, maybe just right now, why not? Whoa. Not gonna work quite like that. What if we... no, I don't like that. Oh, our park leveled up. We got a trampoline park. We'll play with this a little bit later. Maybe we'll just go under and then get the bridge over the railroad there. Let's get this neighborhood going though. I've wanted to kind of get some trees over here. Maybe medium would work a little bit better. Kind of help us out and get that done a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and break out one of these roads with grass. Come up here and go Freeform with another kind of like a funky Freeform design for residential. Now, I think I mentioned to you guys in the beginning of this series that we're not really shooting for a high population or a high density city. We're just kind of creating a more of a town feel in a sense with a city in it. So that's kind of sort of the goal here in Cities Skylines, though anything can change. But I'm kind of kind of liking this. It's more relaxed than the other series that I've done. So I'm kind of liking it, but I think that should be good enough right there for a residential neighborhood. I still have to put in the pipes, and let's go ahead and get an outline going to where we need to be. There we go, something like that. Turn everything off. Feel free to fast forward right about now. Okay, and then just a couple more over here on this side. I wanted to, if you guys have not fast forward through this already, maybe this is a good good test to see who's actually not fast forwarding. But I don't know if any of you guys watch Jim Bob. I do when he uploads, but I haven't seen that guy in quite a while. I was thinking about actually messaging him to kind of see what he's been up to, man. It's like the guy just dropped off of the face of the earth. I didn't see any activity on his Twitter either. There's like 0 uploads from him. I do enjoy his content. I'm not trying to promote his channel or his content or anything like that, but I don't know. I was just kind of curious to find out if you guys knew what happened to him and where he's at now and what the guy's doing. I didn't see any updates on his community or anything like that to let us. Well, I'm a fan. I can talk about it. I'm a fan. Why not? I haven't seen anything that he's like taking some time off, or maybe like he's having a baby or something, or but I kind of enjoyed his content. I think he's a pretty interesting character. He's funny as well, and pretty entertaining. If you guys know what happened to him, let me know. All right, let's see what kind of a. Should we do low density self-sufficient over here as well, just like right here? What else do we have? So we have the what is this one? This one is the European suburbia. We have regular here. We have self-sufficient here. I'm thinking self-sufficient over here as well because it's kind of closer to the city. Not that that's any kind of a reason really, but let's go with self-sufficient here. So there we go. Let's put in an elementary school right there. Maybe, just maybe, that'll carry over power, and it will not. So we'll do that right there for power. We have water, and now all we have to do is do some zoning. Oh, and by the way, Jim Bob, if for whatever reason you're watching, man, hope all's well with you. Felt like I should add that since I was asking about the guy, right? But well, I think we're gonna leave it there. I really don't even know what to title this episode. I think I've done a too many expanding titles. So I'll try to come up with a creative name for this one. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and be the best that you can be in everything that you do. And I'll see you guys on the next one.